knife-edge air of anticipation around Tokyo's Olympic Stadium for the men's 100-meter final, and there's the lineup. Bruni Surin, Canada; Ray Stewart, Jamaica; Leroy Burrell of the United States; Linford Christie from Great Britain; Carl Lewis from the United States; Dennis Mitchell from the United States; Frankie Fredericks of Namibia; and Robson da Silva of Brazil. This is Surin, Canadian record in the semi-final of 10.07. Then Ray Stewart, season's best time for him in the semi as well, of 10.03. Stewart right back to form, the bronze medalist in Rome. Then Leroy Burrell, the world record holder, at 9.90 seconds. Crowd absolutely packed now, 60,000. In lane 4, the oldest man in the field, the double European champion Linford Christie, who ran 9.99 seconds in the semi-final, his fastest since he won the Olympic silver medal. And then the magnificent Carl Lewis, who's been at the top for so long, world champion, of course, in 1983. 6 Olympic and 5 World Championship gold medals. There's Dennis Mitchell, under 10 seconds for the first time in the semi-final here of what has been a simply wonderful series of races culminating in this great climax. Dennis Mitchell, 25, the man from Cherry Point, North Carolina. Concentration written on those faces. Frankie Fredericks, Namibia's national record holder, big threat too in the 200 meters, 10.02 his best. 5 of this field have been inside 10 seconds, almost unbelievable quality. And the Brazilian Robson da Silva, 5th in the last Olympic Games, the South American record holder, aged 26. Well, will it be the gliding, majestic, textbook stylish Lewis, or the beefy, explosive strength and power of the bull-like Burrell? The build-up here like a heavyweight championship fight. Burrell, if you like, with the knockout power of a Mike Tyson. Lewis with the sweet style of a Muhammad Ali. And the question, of course, is, will the world record go? Burrell leads Lewis 5-1 in their meetings since 1989. Surin, Stewart, Burrell, Christie, Lewis, Mitchell, Fredericks and da Silva. The World Championship 100-meter final of 1991. It's a first-time break there. Leroy Burrell quite quickly away. Sutu was Ray Stewart there. And Ray Stewart there. Now Burrell coming through. Is Lewis going to get there in time? Lewis gets it from Burrell! Lewis has won, and it's a new world record as well of 9.86 seconds. Look at the delight on him. Carl Lewis becomes the oldest man ever in the history of athletics to win a world or Olympic men's 100-meter final. The world record has gone as well, and it's just the latest achievement in the great career of Carl Lewis. He wins the race that matters. That superlative finish of Lewis. His mother, who was a very good athlete herself, celebrates, and this man who has graced athletics for so long, attracting adulation and jealousy perhaps in equal quantities, wins the gold and breaks the world record in what has been a tremendous 100 meters hill. Burrell got the silver medal. It was close for the bronze, and it might have been Linford Christie, but I wouldn't want to put money on that in the photo. We'll take a look at the replay. The two Santa Monica teammates go on the lap of honor. Disappointment for Burrell, but glory and joy for Carl Lewis.
And that was sensational, because unlike when Ben Johnson got away to a sensational start, Lewis was almost left on the blocks, I thought, by those around him. He didn't, I thought he wasn't even going to get the medals at one time, and it was the last 30 meters or so of the race that he soared through that field. Majestic style and a magnificent world record. Well, we knew the track was fast when he ran 9.8 in the quarter-final, but to run 9.86 now, to take 4 hundredths of a second off Burrell's world record and 6 hundredths of his own best is a magnificent achievement. That's Lewis's 6th gold medal in the World Championships, to add to his 6th in the Olympic Games. And really, have we ever seen a greater all-round sprinter than this man? I don't think so.
Have we ever seen a greater all-round athlete than this man? Well, amazing scenes in the stadium, filled to capacity, 60,000, the Emperor and Empress of Japan, even they wanted to be here for this. And I wouldn't think that there's a single person in this stadium who doesn't believe that their journey hasn't been worth it. Well, Burrell has won every time that it mattered in the last couple of years, except, of course, today. And you've got to give it to Lewis, because he put together a tremendous series of races right the way through the competition. 10.12 it started with, and then that wind-assisted 9.80, then 9.93 legally, and now a world record 9.86.
And remember, this is a man who's been at the forefront of world sprinting now for over 10 years. He first came into the world rankings in 1980. He first became #1 in the world in 1981. And there has never been any parallel for that in the history of sprinting. No one has ever been at the top of world sprinting for a decade, or indeed anything like it. Now let's look at the start again. Lewis is in lane 5. He reacted reasonably, but look at that now. Already he's something like half a metre to maybe a metre down on Burrell, who's in lane 3. Linford Christie is between them. Christie is a notoriously slow starter, but Lewis is still behind those men. Now coming up on Dennis Mitchell on his outside, coming past Linford Christie, up now to Burrell, who is the leader, and it's Carl Lewis driving for the line with such speed as we've never seen before. Carl Lewis gets it by something like half a metre, with Burrell in second place. Very, very close between Mitchell and Christie for third place.
Well, if you put me in a corner with a gun to my head, I think I'd say Dennis Mitchell may just have edged Linford Christie out of the bronze medal, but we'll wait, shall we, for the photo for that one. But the two Houston University teammates, the men from Santa Monica, we expected them to dominate, and they did. But what a tremendous surge it was from Lewis, because I believe he was last really in the early stages. He seemed to be trailing, and then, of course, that traditional late rush from Lewis, and this time it was good enough.
That's a very, very happy man, Carl Lewis, to have come back from being the world's #2 behind Leroy Burrell, and to come back into his kingdom as the world's best. The American flag there, and those two great teammates, and that's an expression of great sportsmanship there, because Leroy Burrell must be very disappointed, and yet he's paying tribute to his mentor, Carl Lewis. The official time has come through. It's 9:86 for Carl Lewis. It's 9:88 for Leroy Burrell, also inside the old world record. It's 9:91, a personal best in third place for Dennis Mitchell. It's a European record for Linford Christie in fourth place at 9:92. Frankie Frederick sets a national record of 9:95 in fifth, and Ray Stewart a national record of 9:96 in sixth. 6 men under 10 seconds, totally unprecedented in the history of sprinting.
And there it all is, confirmed for you, the greatest 100-meter race in depth that we have ever seen. Carl Lewis, world record, and behind him a whole series of record breakers. And Lewis, who's never met a microphone he doesn't like, is only too pleased to oblige at this one. The man who was born into an athletics-mad family. His mum was the #4 in the world 80-meter hurdles a long time ago, and his dad was a 49-second quarter-miler. And look at him, all grace, all style, gliding to gold.
This is definitely the happiest day of my career. I have so many people to thank, I can't even think of them all, but of course it's my family and my track club, Santa Monica Track Club. And there's no way I could have done it without Leroy, because Leroy set the tone for the whole year. He's been a dear friend to me. He's acted the same when he's won. He's acted the same when he hasn't. And I thank my manager, just everybody involved, because I couldn't have done it without anybody. And the one last thing I want to say is I just want to Tell my father this one's for him.